Huan Ying Guan Ning. It is touchdown rise day. Today I'm going to show you 3 different progressions to learn the touchdown rise and talk about how we can use it as a better setup for higher level tricks. Let's get started. The touchdown rise can be a pretty intimidating trick when someone is first starting tricking. And to make it less intimidating, the first progression I'm going to teach you is the dog down rise. So the touchdown rise is a cheat 180 flip where we're going to put our hand down for support and kick over with this opposite leg. That sounds very complicated, but it's doing this really fast and with a lot of power. So to do that little motion I just did, the exercise I recommend is the dog down rise. We're going to step forward, turn our body. We're going to do that 180 twist early on, so that way we end up here. And from this position, we're going to jump and try and get to kind of like a dog all fours style position. That all fours position is an easier way to catch ourselves when we're first learning this trick. Often when people are learning the touchdown rise, it's their shoulders, elbows, and wrists that tend to take a lot of impact. So to prevent that and to kind of make it easier to learn, be ready to absorb that impact with the arm and just practice the dog down rise. So step forward, turn, and then from this position, this like standing up with the leg opposite me, I'm going to jump and try and land back on this leg while using my hands. If you guys are familiar with the master scoot, this trick right here, we're essentially doing a master scoot, but we're starting from this position. And understanding how to do that little drill right there is all you really need to do the touchdown rise, because we just got to take away that opposite hand and flow all the motions together in one smooth, fluid trick. The second progression that I want to go over is the Gumby style progression. A touchdown rise is essentially a one-handed Gumby. So if you can do a Gumby doing that front swing, dropping and arching and bridging your body over, take away that first hand and jump to the support of the far hand, and you have a touchdown rise. Instead of doing the 1-2, try and do a little jump and just do the 1. Now when we do a Gumby, we tend to reach our arms forward. When we do a touchdown rise, we want to reach this arm back and then outwards towards the ground. If we just kind of push it forward, it doesn't really work for the touchdown rise. We need to let our shoulder move and get ready for the little twist that happens. And to do that, we need to twist that shoulder nice and early. Whoa. The third progression is the touchdown tornado kick progression. And this is the best progression if someone has a lot of kicks, but doesn't really understand the flip of the touchdown rise. So to do the tornado kick progression, we're gonna imagine we're doing a tornado kick, and we're gonna try and touch down the opposite hand of the kicking leg. When we do a touchdown rise, it has that same cheat setup that we use when we do the tornado kick. So we're just going to try and do that tornado kick, but touch down our opposite hand to the kicking leg. In the beginning, we want it to be kind of flat and not have that much flip. And then we can slowly add the flip as time goes on to get a little bit more inversion every single time until we can put down that hand before the kick and do that classic touchdown rise that has that flip in it. When we are following a tricking progression, like the progression to the touchdown rise, we're all trying to get to the same place, but how we get there is often different and dependent on the tricker. I showed you 3 different progressions. Whether you choose the progression with the dog down rise, the progression as a one-handed Gumby, or the progression as a touchdown tornado kick, every single one of those progressions gets to the same spot, that being the touchdown rise. Don't stress out over following one progression or the next. Try and pick whichever progressions work best for you and your individual background. Everybody has a different background. This is tricking. We all do the tricks a little bit different. We all learn them a little bit different. Embrace that. and find whichever learning style works best for you. Let's talk about a trick versus a setup. When we're doing the touchdown rise as a trick, our goal is just to land the trick itself. So to get onto that other leg. When we're doing the touchdown rise as a setup, our goal is to transition power and to create power for whatever the next trick is. When we're doing the touchdown rise just as a trick, the goal is just to land on that foot. So get as much height as you need, get as much power as you need. Do that scoop with the arms to generate a little bit of momentum before you do the touchdown rise. When doing touchdown rise as a setup, we want to push the energy forward and block off that leg and try and end in this eagle position where we're able to smack down and jump to pop into whatever the next trick is, or swing into whatever the next trick is. The goal of the touchdown rise when done as a setup is to be fluid. We want to push the energy forward and then redirect it using our swing and our block to push us into the air. Ooh. The biggest tip I have when learning the touchdown rise is to learn how to use that arm effectively. When we're pushing off the ground and tricking, we're not absorbing and then pushing it off through our elbow joint. We're doing a small absorption and then pushing mostly through the shoulder and upper body to lift our body up off the ground. I often see people try and catch themselves with a big bent arm, and that's gonna be really challenging. It's a lot easier if we have our arm extended, slightly bent but not locked out, and as tense as it can be, so that way it's able to support our weight and push us off the ground into whatever the next trick is, or just to do super solid transition with the touchdown rise. I know the touchdown rise can be pretty intimidating. People will see someone do a touchdown rise quad cork and think touchdown rise is just as hard as the quad that followed. And I'm sure that touchdown rise has just as much skill in it as the quad cork, because it's the touchdown rise for a quad cork. Just to do the touchdown rise, just to learn the technique itself is not that complicated. It's a yellow belt trick. It is right after the basics and the fundamentals goes the touchdown rise, because it is such an important setup, and people will do the touchdown rise as a setup for so many different tricks. And the touchdown rise is one of the best setups when people can learn how to use it effectively and really push and generate power into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions on the touchdown rise or any of the other tricks I've covered, write them in the comments down below. I'll get to as many as I can. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do some tricking training. Have a lovely day. Bye.